Lakeshore Church, our goal is to promote one agenda. Our agenda is to promote the gospel of Jesus Christ. So thanks, Carly. I appreciate you saying that. Thanks for joining us here for a few moments, and I appreciate you telling. So here's our policy. I'm going to give you what the policy is. As you know, it's there. You go into some places. It's funny to me. Because, there's some stores that demand that you go in and you wear the mask for the entire time. I don't know if you've been to the gym, but I've been to the gym, or you go to a restaurant, and it's about wearing it as you enter and wearing it as you exit. And once I'm on the floor there at the gym, we're able to take the mask off. Some people wear it the whole time. Some people take it off while they're there, as long as they stay that comfortable distance away from other people. I was looking today at the treadmills. I was on the exercise bike, and I noticed that there's no way those treadmills are 6 feet apart, right? But you know what? They're doing their best, and I appreciate those that are there. And we're going to do our best and do the same thing to make sure that we are abiding by the mandate that's been put forward for us, and knowing that the governor has put this mandate out, but that he also has a special place in his heart for faith-based organizations and communities, and churches in particular, and he wants us to continue to meet without the danger of spreading the virus. It's obvious. So here it is. I'm going to read this to you now, and here's what it says. It says, we understand that this has obviously been a trying and confusing time for all. I'm just reading this. This isn't something that we're publishing, but this has been a confusing time for all, and we'd like to inform you of the steps and procedures that we'll be abiding by according to the new mask mandate that's been put out by Governor John Bel Edwards. On Sunday mornings and Wednesday nights, tonight included, because the mandate was effective on Monday, we ask that all wear a mask as they enter the building. We are asking you to do what you would do if you were going to any retail establishment here on the North Shore, right? You are now under the mandate to wear your mask as you enter into these places. And so we're asking you to wear a mask as you enter the building. We'll have workers at the door that will kindly hand out masks to those who do not have a mask, and congregants will wear masks as long as you're walking around the building, to and from the bathroom, while you're congregating there in the foyer. There's no way for me to effectively get people to socially distance in that foyer. It's like a bottleneck, and there's no way for me, whether you're coming in or you're going out, for me to effectively get people to socially distance. So I'm just asking that you wear the mask entering the building, and then after service when you're exiting the building. However, listen, once seated, and you are effectively, which we're doing our best, we have to stay within the 50% range here at Lakeshore, the 50% capacity. We're asking you to do this. For those of you that are comfortable enough and that you would like to, and you don't want to worship with a mask on, because we know that it's very hard. Once seated, you can remove them, since our seating will be distanced 6 feet apart from family units. They will once again put the mask on as you leave your seats and you exit the building, or if you're going to use the restroom, or you're going to get a cup of coffee, right? I'm asking that you would put your mask back on. You ushers and other workers, for those of you that are watching, and maybe you're an usher, you're a greeter, we're going to ask that you wear your mask as well, as long as you're serving once seated. Again, once you're seated and you're comfortable enough, you're far away enough, we're asking you to remove it if you'd like to. If you would like to continue, to wear it, listen, wear it the whole service. I know Rebecca is watching. Rebecca and Jim wore it the entire service in the first service, and they felt like they were the only ones doing so. But believe it or not, Rebecca, in the second service, we had quite a few people that came in and they wore it for the entire time. And that's okay. Children's workers, now here, what about children? Children's workers and those checking kids in will wear masks as they are receiving the children and releasing them from their classes. Workers, however, are not expected to teach with the mask on. We realize that this is problematic. We realize that we've got young kids, and I don't want them to have to sit there and stare at somebody with a mask on trying to teach them, as long as, again, you guys keep the best of your ability, keep that distance. Workers aren't expected to teach with a mask on. We understand that the mask may frighten young children and also limit learning and hearing. You should inform the parents that masks will not be worn during the class. We want you to know, this is to our coordinators, we want you to know that masks are not going to be worn during the class. So the parents, we don't want you to be caught off guard. Once the children have come in and once there's no interaction, for those outside of the class, more than likely our teachers are going to take and remove that mask. All teenagers, however, on Sunday mornings, whether you're in Zero Gravity or tonight when you come, we're asking teenagers to wear the mask the same way that the adults would. I know that our teenagers, and I told Pastor Victor this, that our teenagers, when they come in here for worship, they don't socially distance. So then I'm asking them to wear the mask while they worship if they want to sit next to someone. Once they get into the youth building, into the youth room, our level up room, Victor's going to spread them out to the best of his ability, and if they'd like to take that mask off, they can. Moms and dads, if you want your teenager to continue to wear that mask throughout the entire service, that is completely up to you. This is something that is secure, that is for our congregation. I've already had some people call and tell me that it's not enough, that they are, and some people are even tired of watching online. Listen, I can only do what I can do, and I'm asking you to be understanding. I'm asking you to understand that wearing a mask does not protect you from anything, and you need to know this. Wearing the mask does not protect you from getting this virus. Wearing the mask protects others from you if you happen to have it and you don't know it yet, right? It protects others from you. And so we're just asking you to be a good neighbor. And that's who we are. That's who Lakeshore is. Listen, I don't really care about the problem and how it's problematic and how frustrating it is. In the end, you know what? I'm going to do what I need to do, first of all, to abide by the civil authorities. They're not asking us to break against our moral judgments. They're not asking us to break from our moral obligation to follow the word of God. They are asking us to be neighborly. And so I'm asking you that as you come in. And listen, this is a good thing. Because you know what? I would rather wear a mask than have to go back. I would rather wear a mask than them mandate that we go back into phase 1 and we have to go back to all live stream again. If you're nervous about this and this makes you nervous, if you're frustrated and you want to, you know what, you want to peel back a little bit and you want to watch online, I'm not judging anybody, number 1. Number 2, we are not the mask police. We aren't going to call the police. We're not going to ask people to leave our premises. We are not going to say that people are trespassing if they completely disregard anything that we put out. However, we're going to ask that if you just absolutely refuse to wear a mask and entering this church, then we're going to ask that you properly socially distance yourself from everyone else. That means that you can't go and shake somebody's hand, which we don't really want. We really say that it's probably not the best thing anyway. I want to encourage you, if for some reason listen, maybe it's medically impossible for you to wear a mask, then we're going to ask that you keep your distance in entering and exiting the building. We have 2 doors in the sanctuary where if that's the case and you don't want to come in contact with anybody, you'll be able to exit and enter into those 2 doors and won't even have to go into our foyer. You won't have to go into that bottleneck. You can come into the service and you can worship God. You can feel the presence of the Lord. Allow Him to speak to your heart. Man, I'll tell you this. I'm looking forward to it tonight. I'm looking forward to it on Sunday. So I realize that a lot of you guys have questions, and I'm thankful. I want to say that for those of you that are watching, for those of you that will be watching this later, please refrain from putting your opinions in this forum. You're free to call me. You're free to call me and let me know that you just absolutely disagree. You can call me and tell me that you think I'm doing a good job. Remember, we can do that too. But in the end, we still want to operate. We want to be open as a church. We want to support our missionaries. And we want to present the gospel of Christ. We love you guys. We look forward to seeing you tonight. We look forward to ministering to your children. We look forward to ministering to you guys. And we want to just come in and worship God. If you haven't been on a Wednesday night, maybe you're looking for a place. You're looking for a place to say, well, I want to come, but Sundays it's a little too crowded. Wednesday nights are the perfect time for you to come because you know what? It's less crowded, and you can find a seat in here, especially after the youth move out of worship into their own place, where you can spread out and feel comfortable, receive the word, experience the presence of God. Let it strengthen your heart so that you can go back and man, be who God's called you to be to the world around you and to the people that you influence. I love you guys, and I am so thankful for all of you that joined in. God bless you. I'm going to end this now. Share this post. Share the fire out of it. If you know that there's a lot of people that are your friends that come to this church, do me a favor. Share this, and so that way we can let as many people know what our policy is. God bless you guys. Have a great afternoon.